So my name is Füzesi, and I'm head of sales and client relations at KELER CCP. Past years, we have started intensive strategic negotiations with our partner exchanges with the aim of boosting turnover of trading venues and more fully serve our common needs. And in view of this aspiration, I will provide you with some updates on what changes and developments have taken place in the processes of KELER CCP recently, what initiatives we are currently working on, and last but not least, how we contribute to promote the turnover of futures gas market. Although you could hear some words already about the settlement bank model, and you could hear the presentation of OTP banks, one of our esteemed settlement banking partner, let me just give you a short update on the settlement bank model in general. First of all, as you may know, as of 1st of December last year, KELER CCP successfully launched the new settlement bank model, under which all gas and energy market transactions were transformed from KELER to new commercial bank accounts maintained by three Hungarian credit institutions, OTP Bank, MKB Bank, and HUPX Bank. Although the change was driven by the fact that KELER, after successfully obtaining its CSDR license, can maintain and keep securities and cash accounts only for the purposes of securities settlement purposes, it gave us the possibility to start developing forward-looking and internationally competitive solution with support of commercial banks. The transition to the new model took place without interruptions, and the day-to-day operation has been running smoothly for almost a year now. So together with the partner banks, we started designing additional banking services for clients, as you could hear in the presentation in detail, OTP Bank, obviously. In addition, we started negotiations with two Hungarian banks with international background in order to expand the list of our settlement bank partners. We still have a lot to do, but we do believe in forthcoming years, this possibility, this new model, provide KELER CCP with an opportunity to operate efficiently and in a customer-centric manner. The so-called gas market consolidation package has been focused for some time now. The scope and the timing have changed from time to time and still sometimes changing. But one thing is sure, one element of the package was completed at the beginning of 2020, since when all gas market transactions are settled in euro. And now we are in a phase when other elements of the package can be implemented. However, we still have to wait for the approval of the Supervisory College before launch date. I will highlight from this package those components that will have an impact on our customers. And you could hear in the presentation of Mr. Tamás Horváth that, and also Bobby mentioned this, that it is quite unique that the CCP is involved in the balancing process. And it's quite new for us as well, because we are providing services for this market since the beginning of last year. So it might be not surprising that most of the changes affect the balancing market. So I will start a brief introduction to these changes. Most of the changes presented in this block are expected to take effect in December this year. One element, one change we introduced March this year is under point 4. Basic and common risk mitigation tools used in CCP risk management framework are barely applicable or not applicable at all for the balancing market due to the special characteristics and rules of the balancing process, but exactly because of the same reason was expected from KELER CCP to strengthen the risk management model of the balancing market. Since currently we are not able to apply the market risk approach, instead we introduced the counterparty risk approach, and we linked a predetermined amount of additional financial collateral to the internal credit rating of clearing members, so as to ensure that losses caused by a clearing member shall be borne by it, and avoiding the involvement of the fund in the default waterfall. This approach might be burdensome for some guest clearing members, but upon the development of other risk mitigation elements introduced in the market, and I'm referring here to the within-day obligation tool introduced by Mr. Balázs Tatár presentation, and data transfer of OTC trades in the future, we will most probably review the framework of the counterparty risk approach. As for the second item, to our function as a central counterparty, essential for KELER CCP to react to any newly identified or existing risk factors in due course. To achieve this goal, we shall switch the turnover margin calculation of balancing market from monthly to daily to be in line with the underlying risk factors. As a result, after launch date, we will send daily collateral reports to our clients, and clients need to be prepared for the liquidity management of collateral obligations. Moving on to the third point, an imbalanced position can occur when a system user offtakes more gas from the transmission system than injects into. Hence, it has to buy the balancing gas from the TSO. In case the system user is unable to pay for the balancing gas, both obligatory from the TSO, KELER CCP shall settle financially the mentioned balancing gas. CEEGEX and trading platform markets have therefore been identified to be a potential source of imbalances. Therefore, in order to mitigate the risk here in the future, we will take 25% of the value of the net sell positions of CEEGEX and trading platform markets in the calculation of the balancing turnover margin. Hence, as a result, the amount of the balancing turnover margin will increase. According to the current methodology, both turnover margin and additional financial collateral are considered when we determine the fund contribution amount of a balancing clearing member. In line with the approaches mentioned in the previous points, the individual risk will be properly managed up to a certain level, so we found it reasonable to exclude additional financial collateral from the determination of fund contribution. This change will avoid that both the increased turnover margin and the additional financial collateral are reflected in the calculation of the guarantee fund, so that we can protect the liquidity of this positive change. I would go over to introduce another feature that is also a customer-friendly change, we believe. According to the feedbacks of clearing members, it would be preferable for them to be able to plan their own trading activity for the future, including weekends and holidays, rather than to be specified by KELER CCP based on historical data. As an answer for this feedback, while the trade limits still remain in place, and clearing members must provide 100% collateral coverage of their natural gas buying positions, the algorithmic turnover margin calculation shall be terminated, and the so-called voluntary collateral amount will be specified by the clearing members as the coverage of the trading limit. Taking into account that although clearing members will be in the position to decide on the amount of voluntary collateral, the basic financial collateral will still remain in place. So all the above mentioned initiatives are ready to be implemented. The launch date is subject to the approval of the Supervisory College. But we won't stop here. So I would like to give some hints about our further plans that we believe will enhance customer experience of our gas clearing members. In cooperation with partner markets, we are planning to consolidate our internal processes, which will result in simplification and transparency of post-trade processes and harmonization of deadlines. In addition, we plan to simplify financial execution processes, purchase price invoicing, and we plan to streamline statements and reports too. Furthermore, we are also working to create the conditions for negative price trading and settlement. This is not really relevant nowadays. And with colleagues from HUPX, we are thinking of designing a cash-settled HUPX product. As I mentioned, these are longer-term plans, and we will present them in detail to our clients well in advance the planned launch date. Now I would like to focus on HUPX market because, as it was mentioned by Mr. Daniel Garai, we are working very close with colleagues from HUPX in order to boost turnover of this market. To support this common goal, during the annual risk model review, the CEEGEX HUPX guarantee fund calculation methodology, as a result of which we decided to amend it, which means a quantifiably favorable change for clearing members, while of course the new methodology strictly remained within the framework of the regulatory. In summary, based on the new methodology, the minimum contribution will be deducted from the pre-calculated guarantee-based value first, and only the remaining amount will be distributed among the clearing members active in the previous month. Thus, the contribution to the active members to the guarantee fund will become more proportionate to the risk they take, and those who are not active will pay the minimum contribution only, and the guarantee fund itself will not increase more than justified in case of low stress values. This change has been implemented on February the 1st this year, and on the chart you can see how the amount of guarantee fund decreased since then thanks to the methodological change. Last but not least, I would like to introduce our new fee schedule, which is applicable from 1st of September this year. Entry into regulated spot and futures market is the well-understood interest of the whole market. Due to risk foreclosure and transparency, we could hear about it during this day quite a lot. The purpose of the fee schedule amendment is to motivate our clients to open up to stock exchanges, or at least no way deter them from doing so, thus supporting the market development goal of increasingly transfer OTC transactions to exchanges. Furthermore, turnover promotion-related discussions with HUPX revealed that the previous fee structure, spot and derivative distinction, as you can see in the left-hand side table, was disadvantageous for the HUPX market compared to other markets, which clearly deterred potential members from entering the market. According to the new tariff rules, that you can see in the right-hand side table, which we have agreed with both FGS and the Mobile Group, one tariff applies for the balancing market, Euro 775, while in the future either one, or if the clearing member enters more of our served gas markets, it can do it so for only an additional 175 euros. We believe that this will support the development of markets in medium and long term, and thus also ensures that costs are charged in a competition-neutral manner for trading venues. In addition to the above, an existing balancing only client or a new client enters the trading platform CEEGEX and or HUPX market, in addition to the mandatory balancing membership, we will waive the payment of the additional €175 membership fee for the first 3 months, encouraging market participants to enter in trading venues. Well-functioning exchange, it is crucial to establish and maintain an appropriate market maker system to continuously provide liquidity on the market. According to the new fee schedule, KELER CCP applies a retrospective 75% fee discount from the turnover fee for transactions that are concluded in accordance with the HUPX market maker contract, thus supporting the expansion of the list of HUPX market makers. It is very important for KELER CCP to establish close cooperation and strategic partnerships with clients and partners in order to contribute to market expansion. We do believe these last initiatives are supportive enough, encouraging some prospect clients to consider joining to the HUPX market, or maybe encouraging some of those already members on this market to be more active. Here I came to the end of my presentation. But in case of any questions, you can always turn to us at sales@kelerksf.hu, and please follow us via LinkedIn, because we regularly share valuable content there. And I also suggest you to check out our YouTube channel, where we'll be uploading more informative video content there soon. So thank you very much for your attention. Now I give the floor to Gábor.
Thank you, Füzesi. I think, the floor can be immediately given to Gábor, so our esteemed participants can get the whole picture, how KELER CCP contributed to make actually exchange trading and participations on the exchange hopefully more favorable, still keeping strong risk management framework or strengthening where we needed to do it. And now Gábor can probably give you some insights how and what the exchanges are doing to actually help this process or activation even more. Thank you.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to also welcome everyone. I hope everyone can hear me. And now I would like to share my presentation. And yes, so basically in the first part of this forum, you could hear from the leaders of KELER CCP and CEEGEX reasons why to join our exchanging and clear the trading model. But apart from this, I would like to also give a few of the insights why probably this is extremely important or significant nowadays. For example, in the first chart, you can see already 40 additional reasons why to join. You can see that from every part of Europe, we have significant market players trading CEEGEX. We have currently 40 members. Moreover, there is, we think, certain listed reasons why the business case is getting stronger for CEEGEX nowadays. One of that is that, as you can see, basically the CEEGEX day-ahead market is in discount against the Western European market in the last almost 1 year. This creates a trading opportunity for wholesale traders, and it's also a cheaper sourcing for local portfolio managers. And the second one is that the regional activity, and especially the Serbian and Croatian gas flows, will probably transform the region even further and also create additional importance to Central Eastern Europe. Storage levels are, of course, also important, and currently we see a high difference between the storage level fullness compared to Western European markets, which could be the reason behind the spread between Western European markets and CEEGEX. Also, gas-fired electricity generation is currently, as touched already today, is heavily challenged nowadays, especially seasonally. But we strongly believe that coal to gas switching will have a significant role, and gas will be a significant part of the merit order as well for the long term. Regarding CEEGEX index, Daniel Garai also mentioned a few reasons, but we strongly think that in the future, CEEGEX index itself will be used instead of or next to the traditional TTF plus spread or VTP plus spread structures. And this is because here you get the local delivery without any cross-border risk. Also, this index is directly tradable via your CEEGEX membership. Now let's look at the actual fee schedule and the benefits discounts of it. Sorry, I have to move some part of the screen because it's blocking my view. Okay, so we have basically two different packages for different business models. For the companies who are trading more volume, we suggest to join in a classic package, which has higher fixed cost but significantly lower transaction cost. And for the companies who are trading lower volumes, there is the flexible package, which is lower fixed cost and higher flexible cost. As you can see highlighted, these costs are discounted. So the entrance fee is 100% tradable. That means that in the first 365 days, your transaction fee basically gets 100% reimbursed by the value of your entrance fee paid. And also, if you join other HUPX group markets, the membership fee of those are discounted with the HUPX membership fee you would have to pay. So just summing up the discounts, first of all, the entrance fee is tradable. Second, there is a combined membership package, which additionally to the membership fee discount means, for example, that the extension to HUPX from CEEGEX means that for these members, system fee is exactly zero, because as Daniel mentioned, Trayport and Joule is the system behind these exchanges, and you only have to pay this system fee once. Two tariff packages and different business strategies is the third element, and let's look a bit about these and the numbers. We try to put through some of the most important elements. First, in the left side, you can see what are the costs an entrance during the entrance one company has to pay. Entrance fees, of course, paid only once when you enter, and the rest of the costs are basically monthly paid, and also the transaction fee is ex post paid monthly. And as in my previous roles, I always experienced that it's really good if you can calculate with a unit cost when you try to figure out how much actual cost will an exchange membership will cost you. And we were trying to figure out, and I calculated this for you in this small example. Basically, if you would like to achieve a 0.2 euro per megawatt hour as a unit cost, these are the different volumes you have to trade in the classic package, and these are in the flexible package. And if you are looking to a unit cost half of that, 0.1, of course, this means higher volumes, which are more fitting to the classic package. We talked about the consumer perspective and trader perspective, about why it is important or why it could be good for you to join these markets. So I think we should look a bit about the actual cost and how it looks like. In this slide, we collected in a small example, basically in the first part, you can see all the cost that is currently paid by the traders who are active in the Hungarian gas market. And in this side, we created a hopefully simple enough assumption of what happens if you entered CEEGEX, and we calculated with 80 gigawatt yearly traded volume. So basically you pay the entrance fee of 7,000 euros. You pay in the flexible package, of course. In the fixed fees, you pay the system fee plus the membership fee. That's roughly 12,000 euros. And these are the variable costs you are paying. And as mentioned, the total transaction cost of this volume will be deducted up to the entrance fee you are paying. This means that you are only paying 20,000 euros on this year, which is equal to 0.25 euros as a unit cost. Of course, we tried to give a few other views of lower or higher volumes, but you can see that this can mean changes in the unit cost, but the cost altogether in the fixed cost is not that significantly changing. Now, what happens if you join HUPX market? Basically, in HUPX market, calculating with the same HUPX year, you do not pay any entrance fee. You pay 3,000 euro membership fee, but as discussed, the discount of your CEEGEX membership fee will be given to you, which in the flexible package means that you will pay 0 membership fee on CEEGEX and 3,000 euros on HUPX. These are the transaction costs you are paying, and altogether it means that trading 80 gigawatt hours on HUPX will have the cost of 4,000 euros for you. And basically in the classic package, the same example with, of course, higher volumes looks like following: 50,000 euro entrance fee plus the fixed fee of system fee and membership fee. The total traded transaction cost of this volume is deductible from the entrance fee you paid. So altogether, you pay 40,000 euro roughly on this first year, which equals to 0.13 euro per megawatt hour unit cost. Now, if you join HUPX with these kind of classic package volumes, once again, you do not pay any entrance fee. We calculated with 300 gigawatt hour a year. The fixed fee, 3,000 euros, will be 100% deducted from your fixed costs of CEEGEX. So your membership fee will be less with this value. Then you pay the transaction fee of these values. We calculated with front months, front quarter, and front seasonal transaction cost, because balance of the months is a bit higher. So the sum of the cost you are paying on HUPX for these volumes is 7,650 euros, which equals to this kind of transaction cost. Now, this means that basically you can extend your membership to HUPX from CEEGEX practically for 0 fixed fee, and the variable cost is roughly 0.1 euro per megawatt hour for trading these volumes. Currently on HUPX, we have 37 members. 23 of those are on the power market and 22 on the gas market. We have contracted 2 market makers. In the current really turbulent times, it is really challenging for them and also for us to create an environment where they can daily put prices on the screen. But what we are doing currently is try to negotiate some of these contracts in a way that they can react in these extremely volatile times. But we strongly think that in the winter season, when the liquidity on CEEGEX is also historically higher than in the summer, we will see higher volumes and more activity on the HUPX side. But as you can see from this slide as well, most of the biggest names are already participating on the future derivative market of HUPX. And then looking at quickly of the standard fee schedule of HUPX, you can basically see all the things that are listed. Here, there is one difference, that the fees are billed quarterly and not monthly. But once again, if you apply these, combine it with the CEEGEX membership, it means that this membership fee is deductible and you do not pay any system fees. You can also see the transaction costs, which were not visible yet. As I mentioned, the balance of the month's product is actually 0.01 euro per megawatt hour. For all the rest of the products, it's 0.03 euro per megawatt hour, and for the OTC clearing registration, you have to pay 1 cent as well. Looking at the time and all the things that we discussed so far, this is just this slide. We collected all the most important reasons why to join an exchange, a cleared exchange. But honestly, I think the previous presentations already listed these arguments. So what I would like to do is in the last slide also just bring you some of the insight. What are the markets operated and products operated by HUPX Group? And as Fuji also said, these slides will be given to you, and if there's any question regarding the calculations or anything, you still will have time at the end of the forum. And also, please don't hesitate to contact us anytime regarding these calculations or anything else. And I would like to thank you for your attention, and please let me know who will take over the floor.